Imagine standing on the edge of a vast, unknown world. Behind you is the only land your ancestors have ever known. Ahead of you are endless deserts, dangerous animals, freezing landscapes, and places no human has ever explored. There are no maps, no roads, no cities waiting for you, only uncertainty. Yet thousands of years ago, a small group of humans made a decision that changed the future of our species forever. They walked away from Africa. They entered a world they had never seen before, and somehow, they survived. But why did humans leave Africa? What pushed our ancestors to abandon the place where humanity was born? Was it hunger? Climate change? Curiosity? Or was there another reason hidden deep in our ancient past? To discover the truth, we must travel back more than 100,000 years ago, a time when modern humans were beginning to appear in Africa. Africa was not just our home. It was the place where humans evolved. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors lived there, adapting to different environments, learning new skills, and slowly becoming better survivors. They learned to make tools. They learned to control fire. They developed stronger social connections. They became skilled hunters and gatherers. But something was about to change. The world around them was changing too. The Earth was entering different climate periods. Rainfall patterns shifted. Some areas that were once filled with plants and animals became dry landscapes. Rivers disappeared. Food sources became harder to find. For humans who depended completely on nature, these changes were enormous. A place that once provided everything could suddenly become difficult to survive in. And this may have been one of the reasons humans started exploring beyond Africa. But leaving Africa was not a simple journey. It was one of the greatest challenges our ancestors ever faced. Imagine traveling through unknown deserts with only basic tools. Imagine crossing dangerous landscapes without knowing what was ahead. There were no signs telling humans where food or water could be found. Every step into new territory was a risk. But humans had something unique: curiosity. Unlike many other animals, humans did not simply stay where they were comfortable. They explored. They searched for opportunities. They followed rivers. They followed animals. They moved toward places where survival seemed possible. One of the earliest paths out of Africa was likely through the region connecting Africa and Asia. Small groups of humans crossed into new lands and entered environments completely different from their homeland. They faced new challenges, different climates, new predators, unknown diseases. But they adapted, and adaptation became humanity's greatest weapon. As humans spread across the world, they learned to survive in almost every environment on Earth. Some groups entered the Middle East, others moved into Asia. Eventually, humans reached Europe, Australia, and much later, the Americas. Think about how incredible this journey was. A species that began in Africa eventually reached almost every corner of the planet. But survival was never guaranteed. Outside Africa, humans encountered powerful predators. In Europe, they lived alongside animals like cave lions and massive bears. In colder regions, they faced freezing temperatures and long winters. They needed new tools, new clothing, new hunting strategies, and they had to work together more than ever before. But why didn't other human species do the same thing? Because humans were not the only members of the human family. Thousands of years ago, other human species existed. Neanderthals lived across Europe and parts of Asia. Other ancient human relatives lived in different regions. But over time, many of these groups disappeared. Homo sapiens survived. One reason was our ability to cooperate and share knowledge. Humans could communicate complex ideas. They could teach future generations. A discovery made by one person could help an entire group survive. Knowledge became something that could travel across generations. A single invention could change the future. A better hunting tool, a warmer piece of clothing, a safer shelter. Each improvement gave humans a greater chance of survival. But there may have been another powerful reason humans left Africa: opportunity. The world outside Africa was not only dangerous, it was full of possibilities. New animals, new resources, new places to explore. Our ancestors were not just running away from problems, they were also moving towards something new. They were explorers before the word explorer even existed. They were ordinary humans making extraordinary journeys. And their decisions created the world we know today. Every person alive today carries a connection to those ancient travelers. The people who crossed deserts, the people who followed rivers, the people who entered unknown lands without knowing what they would find. Their journey shaped human history forever. So why did humans leave Africa? The answer was not one single event. It was a combination of climate changes, survival challenges, curiosity, and the human desire to explore. Our ancestors left because staying in one place was no longer enough. They searched for new opportunities. They faced impossible challenges. And against all odds, they succeeded. The greatest human adventure did not begin with ships, airplanes, or modern technology. It began with a few brave people taking the first steps into the unknown. A journey that started in Africa and eventually changed the entire planet. If you enjoyed this journey through human history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more fascinating stories about ancient humans, evolution, civilization and the mysteries of our past, and tell us in the comments, what ancient mystery should we uncover next?